Let's get to your top story, and this is in regard to India's next census exercise, which will include a caste count. The Union Cabinet has gone ahead and made that decision and that announcement. This is, of course, chaired by Prime Minister Modi, who's gone on to call this a historic decision. The government has slammed the opposition parties for using the caste survey as a political tool. However, the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, termed the caste census as a victory of the opposition, as it forced the government to finally accept their long-standing demand. Well, we have my colleague Anuj joining us from Maharashtra. We have Deepak joining us from Karnataka, as well as we have Uma joining us from Telangana. Let's just first go across to Deepak. Deepak, this is, of course, when we talk about Siddaramaiah reacting to this and saying that it was not just the caste census, but also, in regard to what really has been the Karnataka model that is actually now being, implemented and is going to be followed elsewhere in other states as well.
We've seen Mr. Rahul Gandhi in election campaigns as well talk about the caste census and how important it is. There was somewhere a message that was sent out clearly to the Karnataka government, which had a caste census that was prepared or initiated at least in the year 2015 by the first Siddaramaiah regime. It wasn't accepted by him and the following coalition government, and then the BJP as well. Even it took, the Congress's second government under Siddaramaiah 2 years to accept it. It only came after a diktat that came in from the Congress High Command, after that meeting that took place a few months ago in Gujarat. Now, while they've accepted it, but there have been internal differences within the Congress party here as well. Amid all of this, now the centre has made an announcement that they will come out with the caste census. This has been welcomed already by Mr. Siddaramaiah and other Congress leaders, but they're saying that it should be a socio-economic survey which only can do justice to the backward classes, and they're saying that also ample amount of funding should be given and implementation should be at the earliest. Now, while on one hand the census that they are prepared, there are issues within the Congress party. Now they're of course saying that it was them who batted for it in the manifesto. Then they're hoping that the centre now, which has come to census, will actually go ahead and implement it in the right stride. As far as the BJP is concerned, they continue to say that the caste census has always been exploited and used by the Congress party for their own political dividends. It was never about providing for the backward classes, and right now true justice will be given to any people belonging to the OBCs through this caste census that will go on parallelly with the population census as well.
Right, Deepak, also let's just, go across to Uma now. And Uma, of course, this is in regard to, we did hear Mallikarjun Kharge say that, just announcing this decision is not enough, but the implementation without any effort to kind of initiate the exercise is really not enough. We've heard Jairam Ramesh, terming this as a victory for the crores of people of India, while adding that it was Rahul Gandhi, who said that caste census is the X-ray of society. So, of course, that is something that the Chief Minister of the state has, of course, gone on to talk about. We're talking about Revant Reddy. They're saying that this is all thanks to Rahul Gandhi.
Yes, indeed. Very clearly, the NDA managed to steal the thunder from the Congress by announcing the caste survey as part of the population census, rather caste census as part of the population census. And the Congress is now saying that the credit for it should go to them. So from Rahul Gandhi to every other leader is now saying that it is the pressure that was put by the Congress party that managed to kind of make the government announce this revolutionary policy decision. Rahul Gandhi, of course, said that we pressured the government into making this kind of an announcement of the caste census, and he said we are not going to stop here, and we are asking for more. We are asking them to have a comprehensive and consultative process. He's also saying that we want the same kind of a reservation, caste-based reservation in the private education sector as well. Abhishek Singhvi, in fact, said this is a black swan moment in Indian democratic politics because an opposition leader has managed to put pressure on the ruling party to announce a very revolutionary kind of a policy decision. And of course, Revant Reddy taking the credit for it, which has been given to him by multiple leaders as well, saying that after Rahul Gandhi went on the Bharat Jodo Yatra and started demanding the caste census across the country, Telangana was the first state to in fact conduct such a survey in the month of November, and in February they had the cabinet adopting the resolution, passing it, and subsequently also passing a resolution for 42% reservation enhancement for the OBC community as well, and therefore in a sense saying that despite the being in the opposition, it's Rahul Gandhi's vision that has converted into government policy, and that is where the credit goes. So politically, they would like to take the credit for this, even though it is quite, the government, the NDA in many senses managed to score by announcing this caste as part of the population census.
Right. We also have Anush with us. Anush, of course, Eknath Shinde was heard saying that this is the most bold decision that's been taken since independence. And it is not just a policy decision, but a revolutionary step to bring justice to the last man standing in society. So, of course, while, it is the Chief Minister of the state, Devendra Fadnavis, who has, targeted the Congress party, the previous governments that failed to undertake the caste census.
The caste census debate here in Maharashtra is a story of multiple narratives. While on one hand, you have the Bharatiya Janata Party, which hadn't spoken a word about caste census in the last couple of years. We also know that Maharashtra had an election last year, and even then, Mahavikas Aghadi, led by Rahul Gandhi, when he was here for a couple of days, he really very aggressively campaigned for caste census. But the Bharatiya Janata Party and the other leaders either did not speak about it or spoke about it, as a mean to divide the state on the basis of communities. But now we see the Bharatiya Janata Party, Shiv Sena, Shinde faction. They are all backing this decision by the BJP, by the central government, and stating that it is a very important step towards achieving a full freedom when it comes to social welfare means. While on the other hand, you have the opposition talking about multiple things. As far as the caste census debate is concerned, while it was one of the major narratives of the opposition, it was only the Congress party that was extremely aggressive with it, because Shiv Sena, UBT or NCP Sharad Pawar faction weren't really in frame, going for it very aggressively as the Congress party was. But now joining the bandwagon, to take the credit for the announcement that was made yesterday by the cabinet minister, we see firstly the Congress party saying that it is a long seen dream of the Congress party here in the state and at the center, and it is getting realized in the end. But at the same time, the opposition parties are also talking about how it can be used as an opportunistic tool by the BJP right before the election in the state of Bihar, a state which has already seen a caste survey take place a couple of years ago. So the intentions of the Bharatiya Janata Party is something that is on the radar of the opposition parties. But as you mentioned, Eknath Shinde also talked about how Rahul Gandhi would go on carrying the red-colored constitution, and stated that those who were carrying the red-colored constitution for all this while did very little to actually implement such kind of a law, to actually get such kind of a survey under the larger umbrella of the census that takes place. But it is the BJP who should get the credit for the same.
Right, Anush, let's just go across to Prabhakar, who is going to highlight for us the timing of all of this coinciding with the elections coming up in the state of Bihar. Prabhakar.
Bihar would be the first testing ground to see the impact it creates on the ground. Remember, 2025, you have only Bihar election happening, and as it is believed and it is alleged that it is because of the Bihar election that this important announcement has been made. Now, remember, by making one single announcement, what NDA has done, they have deprived the opposition of a big agenda which they were supposed to pursue in the election, in the election campaign. When the Bihar election campaign would have started, the opposition had made it very clear. When I say opposition, I mean Congress and the RJD out here. They had made it very clear that they would be actually pressing for the increase in the reservation quota based on the caste survey which was conducted during Nitish's regime, when Nitish and RJD, when JDU and RJD were the coalition partners in Bihar and BJP was the opposition party. And remember, when this caste survey was conducted, even the opposition, BJP sitting in the opposition, had given its consent, and it was passed unanimously from the state assembly, Bihar State Assembly. Now that this caste census is happening, which is the purview of the central government only, the census can't be actually done by any of the state governments. So what they have done is they have deprived the opposition of a big arsenal, big agenda, which they were supposed to pursue in the election. and the narrative which both the camps, both the opposition and the ruling coalition is pursuing, is trying to pursue, is to give out a message to the voters that it is because of them that this important decision has been taken. So we saw Tejasvi Yadav yesterday celebrating inside his house, bursting crackers and making a statement that it was because of their pressure that the BJP and the NDA was forced to take this important decision, because they were pursuing it very strongly. We saw Rahul Gandhi making a similar statement, and the statement of course coming from the NDA camp. So now both the camps would actually try and build a narrative around this, try and sell it to their voters that it is because of them that this important decision has been taken. But what impact actually it has on ground will be something which will be tested in the electoral battlefield.